touch and the flame in your eyes. I'm born to love again. I'm a brand new man.
All right, Bryce Williams is here. I realized we should ask the other guests what their walk-up music should be, but I did not ask Coach Dyrell Roberts. Coach Roberts, if you had walk-up music, what would you choose?
That's a tough one. That's really a tough one. It'll probably have to be something back in my day, some old school type music.
Okay.
It would have to be something that get me going though. I might choose some Boosie maybe. Yeah. It's something that'll get me really, really excited and get me juiced up, get the juices flowing.
Nice. There you go. Well, you got Bryce's juices flowing during the break when y'all started talking receivers and one-on-ones, and Bryce started to get that look in him that he was ready to get back out there on the field. But Bryce going to tag team this interview with us with Coach Roberts. And first of all, I was looking at your bio. Bryce, you're about to have a little one. How close are we getting here?
2 weeks from the due date. Pretty much July 7th is the due date. So it's coming.
Well, if you need advice on naming the child, you might want to talk to Coach Roberts because he's got Dyrell Jr., Major, and Chief.
Nice.
That's amazing names, Coach.
That's them. That is them. My wife gave me the okay to name the boys. So that's what I came up with.
I like it. Great stuff there. Well, Coach, we remember your name from your playing days with Virginia Tech, and we've actually talked to some of your guys, Anthony Smith and Chase Sowell, about that. Anthony actually said if things maybe aren't going the right way, or if you need to show them a little extra, you'll get out there and do the drill yourself.
Without a doubt, with no cleats on. I can have on regular shoes, and it's okay. I will get out there and demonstrate. We was just doing that the other day. Matter of fact, when we had a little OTA type deal, I'm always trying to demonstrate and make sure they're doing it the right way.
Yeah, you're gonna say if I'm not slipping in tennis shoes, y'all couldn't slip in cleats.
Exactly how it goes. Exactly how it goes.
I'm not gonna be on my heels.
Yeah, exactly. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
You are, and Alex has said this too, big energy guy.
Out there. Without a doubt. Energy is contagious, and I bring a lot of it every single day. I can promise you that.
Yeah. And how about this crop of receivers? You've got returners, you've got newcomers with Wright and with Smith, who we've talked about, and some others. So is it a pretty good mix of guys you saw last year with Chase and Jari and those guys, and also some new additions?
Oh my goodness, yes. Last year I had the outside guys, so I couldn't really speak on the Jalen Johnsons and Jari Pattersons, all that, because they were like inside receivers. But now that we're moving forward with the new offense and I have everybody in one room, oh my goodness, like it's the whole, just the tools and ammunition that I have, that's locked and loaded right now. Like I said, if I can keep them horses healthy and get them to the race, I feel pretty good about the race that we're going to run.
Nice. Keep the horses healthy and get them to the race. Just get them to that gate, and then all good there. How about that, keeping them healthy? How do you balance working them and, keeping that, the health and training part of it?
Really, our strength staff, Coach Big John does a really good job, in the off season, lifting the guys and running them. And, in this off season, he's even switched some things up and kind of amplified it a little bit more because of, everything that we're doing, with the new scheme and everything like that. But with what I'm blessed with right now on our roster as far as the receiver room, I think it's of course you gotta, manage the loads, but because we have so many guys that have the ability that's going to be, really using fall camp to kind of show what they have, it kind of makes my job a little bit easier because I can kind of, divvy up those reps the way they need to, so I'm not running one or two or three guys into the ground on every single day. We can kind of divvy it up where everybody is kind of hitting those same mileage points and everything like that.
Got Coach Dyrell Roberts joining us, Bryce Williams in the Pirate Radio studios. What's it like going from the new guy to the old head you're the only returning offensive coach, right?
Yeah.
And you were the new guy just last year. Yes. So your role changed kind of dramatically there in a quick time.
Yeah, very, very quickly. But it was good. It was good though, because like I said, last year when I came in, the guys that I was fortunate enough to work with last year, they did a really good job of kind of mentoring me and taking me under their wing and kind of, just letting me kind of, learn Greenwood the way that I need to, so I can kind of focus on that, and they help me. And now with all of that knowledge that I have, I just been able to kind of just pass it forth and just, with my new coworkers and everything like that, just making sure they kind of understand, what G Vegas is about and kind of how the Pirates kind of get down and everything like that. So it's been good though.
Nice. Heck yeah.
Bryce, you got anything?
Yeah, there's a few things. Obviously we've been, been each other's ears before the show and stuff, and obviously being a former player, past player as well. What is it like to these young guys? Thinking outside of, do your job on the the script. What your play is, what your route is. What's something you played the game that you're trying to instill, and like you sort of coach to that group of receivers. Outside of just doing the plays, like mindset or little things like that. Like, what's some of the things you're trying to instill in them that's outside of the playbook?
Got you. For me, it's details. That's what we talk about a lot, especially in the position that we play in wide receiver play. It's a lot of fast guys, there's a lot of big guys, there's a lot of guys that can catch the football, but it's really, if you don't take care of the little things in your game, the big things is not going to come. And I was a firm believer in that when I was a player, because my coach used to say it all the time, and now I say it to my guys a lot, and they kind of understand that from whether it's how they're transitioning out of their break, staying off their heels, keeping their weight, head and shoulders over the knees and toes, all of that, not letting their arms stop, just the minute details of doing the little things right, and understanding if you take care of the little things, watch the big plays come. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always talking to my guys. We always know, I have a saying, win at everything. Like, I don't care what it is, whether we're in between them white lines, or we're in the classroom, we're in study hall, we're eating lunch. I don't care. Win at everything. That is what we do. We win. Nobody wants. If you come in second, you're just the first loser.
Right. Plain
and simple. That's how I feel. So win at everything that we're doing, and if you do, you don't have to worry about it because you'll be very dominant. I promise you that.
Yeah.
I asked Anthony Smith last week about both quarterbacks, and he said some kind words about Caden Hauser. And when he got to Jake Garcia, he said he makes the small plays, the little plays. And an offense like this, and Bryce, when you played, it was a lot of, you hit the big ball over the top, but it was a lot of 6-yard, 8-yard, 11-yard. And that's kind of what you were getting at there, too, that you do those things perfect. Yes. It's all going to work out for you.
Yes. And that's kind of how we talk, especially in our room, like you just said. You can throw the 60, 70-yard bomb. You make the catch as a touchdown, but why can't you catch the 6-yard hit and take it 60 or 70 yards? Right. It's the same result. It's 6 points on the board. It's a touchdown for the Pirates. Let's get it done. So, I'm always trying to challenge my guys. What's going to separate you? We can talk. Talk is cheap. Oh, yeah, I want to do this. I want to go to the lead. I want to do all that. But what's going to separate you and make you elite from every other receiver that's in college football playing right now, no matter the division or the lead or the conference or whatever the case is?
Yeah. Do you talking about like the little things and talking about the 6, 7 yard, the big bombs and stuff, but why can't catch the hits? It's like you're going back to what you instill in those guys is win at everything, the details. There's a lot of daggum details in just a 6-yard hitch, which you got to go.
No doubt.
If it's pressed, if it's zone, how you going to leverage them, all this. So, you instilling that. It's like those guys better not take that hitch for granted.
Oh, yeah. They can't take it for granted anyway, especially not with hearing my loud mouth on that field.
Right.
Like, if they don't even hit a certain depth, I'm on their behind. Like, it's no way. If I'm 34 years old and I can run a hitch and get to 6 yards every single time, why am I looking at any one of my guys only going to 4 yards, only getting to 5 yards?
Yep.
You ain't taking care of the details. That's on you, not me.
And that's going to throw off the whole quarterback's,
everything. But they're understanding it now because, again, like this new scheme, man, I absolutely love it. Like, I love everything about it. It's my first time being in this scheme. I've always been, West Coast kind of throwback, huddle up, all of that type deal. But now that, I've kind of gotten this kind of air raid, kind of, all of that good stuff. It's the dream come true for a receiver. I can promise you.
Right, and I was fortunate to be in the air raid with Riley.
Yep.
And as a receiver, skill guy, to be in the air raid, especially with what you're saying you have, in your room. Those guys are going to love.
Oh, they do.
This offense.
There's kind of, you bring that up, Coach. There's kind of a stigma maybe to Virginia Tech and Beamer. You guys had just tremendous skill guys, obviously, and great quarterbacks as well. But I kind of looked at it as a somewhat boring offense, maybe just because it was not wide open. You're nodding your head, so you get what I'm saying here.
I definitely do. I definitely get what you're saying. I do.
Yeah, but more maybe conservative would be a good word for it.
That would be, and it's funny that you say that because at Virginia Tech, like, we ran the football. Now, that was one thing that we were going to do.
And with Ryan Williams and Kevin Jones and the list of subs,
no doubt,
it goes on
Wilson,
forever.
All Aaron Evans. I mean, I played with some really good backs, but at the same time, it kind of felt boring, but it's one of those ones where it's like my coach always said, like, what's going to make you elite when your opportunity does come.
Right.
You can say, oh, we're not throwing the 70-yard bomb. Okay, well, you're catching a 16-yard hitch. Why can't you make a guy miss and take it 60 yards and get in the end zone? Like, it's not always about the scheme, but the scheme that we're in right now for my guys. Yeah, it makes my job a heck of a lot more fun. I can promise you that.
And you can speak to just when you get your opportunity to make your play. You did that on special teams,
yes,
so guys can do it. Which, by the way, Alex did say he misses you being on the special team side. I guess you were coaching returners.
Yeah, I was coaching the kickoff return team last year.
Alex, did Coach Roberts bring the juice for you guys?
Hey, yo.
All right.
No, I'm saying. Come on now. I need Coach Roberts on the special.
Maybe you can moonlight over there a little bit this year. Good stuff with Coach Dyrell Roberts joining us. So last year, a struggle for this offense as a whole. Did seem like Chase Sowell kind of became the guy, maybe middle, late year. How is he getting better? How about the returners? Because we're talking a lot about Anthony Smith, Winston Wright, what they could bring to this offense. But how about the guy, Kerry King, getting healthy, guys like that? So how about the guys coming back and your confidence level in those guys?
I feel really confident about the guys. Of course, everyone knows Chase. I was fortunate enough to kind of build a relationship with him and bring him into Pirate Nation last year, and he had a tremendous year. And he was kind of coming into his own because he was coming off of the kind of the shoulder deal that he had at Colorado, so he was still trying to get himself back acclimated and everything. And I mean, I tell him this so he knows I'm not making anything up. He was a pup last year. Like, you can see from even the way his body looked. He's long. He has a torso to run. He can do all of that, but he wasn't put together last year the way that he kind of is now. And he's only going to continue to get better and kind of get his grown man strength, like I like to call it anyway. I mean, the kid is only 19 years old, so it's like, I mean, you got to look at that and understand, like, wow, he did that as an 18-year-old. Like, he's going to be able to do some really good things. But at the same time, it's not just him. I feel really good about Keelan Robinson. Just the next step he was able to make coming out of the spring, like playing with way more confidence and all of that good stuff. Kerry King, like, that one is a prized possession, of mine, because like I said, he's went to Virginia school. He's from Florida, all that good stuff. But I had really high hopes for Kerry last year. Like, going into that Michigan game that Wednesday practice, when he messed up his leg, it was devastating for me, because I thought he was going to help us. Like, I had a role for him for sure. So Jar is Jar. Like, he's gonna bring good energy.
Purdy's had a great offseason.
Oh my goodness, he had a great offseason. He's working his butt off. He's ready to go out and make a lot of plays for this team. Like I say, he's another one of those guys that just got that bad taste in his mouth. Like, we went through so many close games last year, all of that stuff. It was just like, man, the offense wasn't doing what we set out to do. And, they're ready to get this thing, to really get this thing going. You got some guys that's kind of behind the scenes that, has been here, like the Malik Leverett, stuff like that, things like that didn't, play last year. But I feel really good. I feel really good about these guys and can't wait, to get going. And
we talked a lot about drops last year, and we'll get to the quarterback. Kenny asked a quarterback question, but how do you handle that? Is there a punishment? What do you do if there are drops in a game?
Shoot, nobody wants to drop the ball. You know what I mean? I know that for a fact. But for the outside guys last year, for the couple drops that we had on the outside, it was. I'm all about competition. So you're going to be pretty much put on blast in the meeting, pretty much. Like, we're not gonna just act like it didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like, I'm huge on confidence. I'm all about confidence. I'm all about building my guys up. I am. But at the same time, we're receivers. We're here to catch the ball. Like, that's what we have to do. So, but again, like I said, I know that they're not dropping the ball on purpose when they did. It's details. It's catching the ball with your eyes. Your hands just keep you from looking like a fool on TV. That's it. Catch it with your eyes. Literally, catch it with your eyes. As long as if you take a picture and with every ball that's coming to you and you catch it with your eyes and let your hands just keep you from looking like a fool, you'll catch every pass. And it wasn't until my receiver coach kind of put it in that type of terms for me, because I was a high school running back, kind of quarterback athlete type deal, so I didn't catch passes for a living. So it took me some time to get myself, ready to go too. But just got to take care of the little things. It's all about details. But to answer your question though, I handle it a plethora of different ways. I put you on blast. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna put my arm around you. I'm gonna do all of that. But at the end of the day, you're here for a reason. If you're not taking care of business at this point now, with the way this room looks now, they know what's gonna come.
Yeah,
They
better
know what's
stay
happening.
after and catch.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Bryce, not that you made a ton of mistakes, but what is that feeling like knowing you made a mistake Saturday and you go in for your meeting and you're about to watch it in front of everybody?
Oh my God,
That's got to be tough,
it's
right?
Horrible. It's horrible. It's hard to even enjoy the Saturday night after the game. You're just
You're thinking about that.
Yeah, you're walking
No
in.
doubt.
And drop pass is definitely a horrible feeling.
Yes.
Missing a block definitely is big too. I mean, they're both terrible, but something about a drop pass, you're just like, you don't get thrown to all the
Right,
time.
no doubt,
So
no
you
doubt.
have that
5 targets or
opportunity,
whatever, 4
right,
targets.
and you have that opportunity and you drop it. It hurts.
Bryce, the thing we make fun of him the most for is pretty hilarious. Was in Blacksburg, right?
Yeah,
You
it
catch
was-
a touchdown against Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
You get so excited. They got 10 guys on the extra point.
Yeah.
Because Bryce is over there on the sideline.
I'm celebrating with everybody. I catch the touchdown. I'm going.
Look at Coach Roberts' face.
And I go, I'm going to the sideline. Everybody's still pumped up. I'm fired up. And
They made the extra
and the
point.
next extra point, Coach Doss said, Bryce, obviously gets me.
Boy.
I spaced out. I was so fired up.
Oh, I know they was on
And,
your head, though.
yeah,
I know they was on your head.
So,
oh, my
and I was
goodness.
like, oh my, I couldn't believe I did that.
I would have felt bad for you if you was on our team. I would have felt bad because
Yeah.
Coach Beams would have lost. He would have lost it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest foo bar I've ever had in my career. Was definitely that.
You played for a legend with Frank Beamer.
Yes, sir.
What was it like, playing under Coach Beamer?
A true blessing, literally a true blessing for me. I mean, he kind of instilled a lot of those, I don't know, I like to call them laws from my parents, but that my grandparents and parents and stuff tried to instill in me, and he just held us to that standard. I mean, it was, he taught us how to be men. He taught us how to, not just be the best football player that you can be, and he also taught us that football is going to end. Like, it's going to end. As much, you're a young kid, you thinking you're going to play forever,
Yeah.
like all of that type stuff. But Coach Beam was always 100% real with everybody in the organization, everybody in the program. And we know Beam Ball is all about special teams, but again, it was another one of those things where he's like, if you want to even have a shot to make it to the next level or, accomplish those dreams, if you're not on my special teams and playing, I promise you already gonna be 3 steps behind everybody else because that beam ball holds weight, and the NFL scouts come around. They knew, they knew that we coach put a lot of time. That was his baby. I ain't gonna say he didn't care, but we knew what periods Coach Beams cared about. It was when his special team, everybody stopped, nothing else was going on but his special teams, and all eyes was on him. So, but like I said, I can't thank Coach Beams enough. I don't know if he'll hear this or whatever the case is, but he know what he means to me. He know I'm always gonna love him, always, and I thank him for everything that he
That's
gave
awesome.
to me.
Yeah, and that message about you can't play forever, it's tough, like, because not everybody, but a lot of those guys think they will and think they're going to make it, and some do, a lot don't. But I think it's important to have people now in your role kind of saying that, hey, look, man, you got to have a plan B or a backup plan. Not saying don't go all in on this right now, but you're not going to be doing this, 10 years from now.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
so that's key right there. Bryce Williams and Coach Dyrell Roberts joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios. Kenny says, now this is important, we could have the best receivers in the world, but he says, do we have a quarterback that can deliver them the ball? I think that answer is
Got multiple quarterbacks that can deliver the ball.
How you like those guys so far?
Absolutely love them.
Okay.
Love them. That's the way they go about their business. The way, like, you would go into the locker room and you wouldn't even kind of tell that those guys are in a competition. You know what I mean? Like, because they go about it the way that you would want, like, leaders to.
They
go
act
about
like
it.
they're the guy. Both of them.
They both have that demeanor and that aura of, I am ready to be the leader of this team. It's just a matter of, okay, I have to let my work, show that I'm worthy enough to do that. But at the same time, it's like, from looking at these guys throughout the whole spring, they both can make the throws. Like, almost everybody in that room can do, some really good things. It's just a matter of, like I say, who's going to be consistent, who's going to, run the show the way the show needs to be ran. But to answer his question, though, we got multiple guys in that room that can make the throws. I feel really confident about that, and I'm the one that's going to be catching them. So,
Dyrell Roberts joining us. Bryce, got anything else for Coach?
Not the top of the cuff, but Something will probably come on after the break. And
Yeah. If you leave, we'll let you know. We'll call you.
All good.
You do any fishing, Coach? Or
I haven't fished in a while.
Okay.
I haven't fished in
Just
a while.
curious. Bryce, we do a Pirate Radio outdoor segment with Bryce. Coach Powell, we should have had him on with you.
Coach
That's
Powell
right.
fish. Oh, he just caught, I think, a big, like he had like 2-3 big fish on his Twitter. I think a couple of minutes ago, matter of fact. Like,
I'll look it up. We had he's had a lot of great spots at a lot of great schools, and we asked him like, what was your favorite spots, and he went right to like the fishing spots at each spot, at each stop.
Oh, yeah, he
was
loves
like, man, in Chapel Hill, I'll go over to Lake North, go to the lake, and he was talking about all the fishing holes around everywhere he coached. That's how serious he is about it. But well, Coach Roberts, thank you for joining us, man. Looking forward to we'll talk to you again in the fall, but have a good rest of your summer. So is it right now the players are kind of doing their own thing as far as practicing? What's kind of your thing, recruiting still, or
well, it's dead period now.
Okay.
So now it's kind of getting into that period where we're able to kind of decompress a little bit. You know what I mean? Spend some family time. Like I said, I'm gonna get my oldest son tomorrow, and I'll have him for a couple weeks or so. So it's just kind of more so just kind of almost coach's mini vacation.
Good.
Pretty much. So it's good times, just kind of getting yourself re-energized, charging the battery up, and getting ready to hit this thing full speed. Come
Yes,
camp
sir.
time.
Bryce, let's grade Coach Powell's catch. What do we got there?
Let's see. That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
He's holding it to the camera pretty close. I'm gonna give him a hard time on that. But,
Making it look bigger than it is. Okay, all right.
no, that's a good bass. Yeah. Goodness
All right.
gracious. I'm gonna say it was probably 4.5, 5, anywhere from 4.5 to 5.5 pounds. We'll see how accurate I am. I'm curious how big it was.
All right, there you go. All right, Coach, appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir.
Dyrell Roberts joining us, Pirate Radio Studios.